Let's be real. There's nothing more fulfilling than knowing you're the one in his eyes. When a guy truly sees you as his forever person, it changes everything. You'll feel secure in your place in his life, and the relationship will naturally move forward. But here's the thing. There's a huge difference between a guy who's just dating around and one who's absolutely sure about you. The tricky part? Spotting the signs. Some are obvious, while others are so subtle you'll need to read between the lines. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to tell if he's serious about spending his life with you. 1. He communicates with you on a frequent basis. One powerful early indicator that he thinks you're the one is that he communicates with you on a frequent basis. He makes an attempt to respond to your messages and phone calls. And he says good night and good morning whenever possible. This is significant because it demonstrates that you are one of the first things he thinks about when he wishes the world good night and welcomes it again in the morning. That's a big win. 2. He never gets tired of talking to you. Another early clue that he thinks you're the one is that he never gets tired of talking to you. Even when you do. Of course, this may be a little frustrating at times. But bear in mind that his strong desire to continue talking to you is an indication of how much he adores you. Plus, it's nice to know that someone finds us so fascinating that they don't grow weary of talking to us even after 2 hours. 3. His kisses are on fire. When you lock lips, you have no way of knowing what the other person is thinking. However, if you're feeling like you've just drunk a few shots of whiskey, he could be feeling the same way. When his lips are on fire, and he initiates just as much or more as you know he's experiencing more than just temporary attraction. This seems more like he's thinking about starting a life with you. 4. His body language is entirely centered on you. Never underestimate the power of body language. A guy who likes you may frequently display physical indicators such as pointing his body toward you, maintaining constant eye contact, and playing with his hair, face, and fidgeting. If your guy is always happy and smiling when he's near you, and he glances at you, always wants to hold your hand, and always wants to have some form of bodily contact with you, that is unmistakably a sign. 5. He sincerely attends to your needs and is concerned about your well-being. He genuinely makes you feel unique when it comes to you. You get the impression that he makes an effort, he's there. He's listening, and he likes you, and you can tell when you're around him. You never feel like you're too much. Whatever you need, he will fulfill it as long as he can. He wouldn't do that if he were simply playing with you. That is something he demonstrated to you by being present when you needed him. When you were not feeling well. By being supportive of you and your goals and objectives. By caring enough to show up. And by caring enough to make time for you. He expresses his feelings for you. And not just vocally. Saying words is a piece of cake. Ladies, he lets you know by his acts. He looks after you and your needs because he wants to keep you in his life. Consider this. If he wanted you out, you'd be out already. Or in the worst case scenario, you'd be wanting out but struggling and confused. 6. He allows you to use his phone. Nowadays, our phones contain our entire life and all of our secrets. If he knows you're the one, he'll gladly let you use his phone. Why? Because he trusts you and has nothing to hide. When you ask to view anything on his phone, he will not hesitate or hide it. So here's the big one. If he's okay with you playing with his phone, you've got to keep her. 7. It is not just all about sex. It's one thing to have a man who spends time with you because he really enjoys your company. It's quite another to have a man who only looks for you when he's horny and in need of a quick romp in the sack. He doesn't just drop by when he wants to take you to bed. Which is one of the indicators he thinks you're the one. You wind up spending a lot of time together. You also have a lot of intimacy. And it's not just about sex. 8. However, sex with him feels different. There is no doubt about that. He may believe you are the one, but it does not necessarily translate into a lack of sexual desire or a unit WAF has desire to be with you does not depend on his libido. This does not imply that his desires vanish immediately. One of the things you notice when you eventually get to the having sex part is how different it feels with him. Instead of a frantic race to the finish line, having sex with him will seem like a passionate exploration of your relationship. According to studies, there is a definite connection between emotional intimacy and sexual fulfillment. You will appreciate your partner's company more during sex if you have a strong emotional bond with him. 9. He is one of your biggest cheerleaders. If he believes you are the one, he will also serve as your biggest supporter, motivator, and source of confidence. Even when you don't believe in yourself, he will do every effort to help you pursue your goals. He will be as pleased with your accomplishment as he will be with his own. He will be so proud of you each step of the way. 10. He will talk to you about your future together. This is a strong indication that he knows you're the one. Many men choose their partners based on love and logic rather than feelings. If he wants to spend his life with you, he will make plans for the future. He'll talk about what he wants to do with you in a few months or years. He'll tell you where he wants to live with you and what he wants to accomplish with his life. You will play a vital role in shaping his future. 11. He fights fairly and does not give up. Because we are all human, conflicts and arguments are unavoidable in every relationship. When you argue, if he still understands how much he cares and, despite getting on each other's nerves, he wants to work through those difficulties because he sees himself with you in the long run. It is a significant indicator of a keeper. He will fight, but at the conclusion of each dispute, all he wants to do is hug you and make things right again. 12. He will discuss sensitive things with you. Most men speak of fun, interesting stuff, but when a guy feels you're the one, he'll talk about things he'd only talk about with someone he sees in his future. He could tell you about his past, his challenges, and his flaws. If you are avoiding the matter because you believe you have problems, he will bring it up and try to address it because he loves you and wants this to work. They believe that the things you don't want to discuss are generally the ones that need to be discussed. Final thoughts. And there you have it, 12 clear signs that show he truly sees you as the one. For some men, they'll know it the moment they meet you. For others, it might take a little more time to realize what's right in front of them. Whatever the case, focus on the signs we've shared in this video. But remember, beyond these clues, trust your instincts. When a man is genuinely in love and ready to commit, your gut will tell you. And if he's just playing games, that little voice in your head will warn you too. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to the signs. Trust yourself, and you'll never regret it. Thank you for joining us today on Positive Women. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more empowering self-development content tailored for women like you. Until next time, stay positive and trust the journey. 2 Hearts.
If your relationship is not the biggest source of happiness and joy in your life, if you're not getting the love, devotion, and adoration that you deserve, or if the men in your life seem to lose interest out of nowhere, leaving you confused and hurt, then I can honestly say that this video is the most important thing you can watch right now and will absolutely transform your relationships forever. Don't forget to explore more videos below the description. There's so much more waiting for you.